Yes. Yeah.
Aight now, this a motherfucking disclaimer. And I just want to say that whatever I say in this video, it's based off my own experience. I'm only 20. And whatever I say in this video is based off what I've learned in my transition to adulthood and what I've learned in adulthood. So if you don't agree with something, just let me know. Let me know in a nice, correct fashion. Come correct. So you don't get wrecked. You heard me. So you don't get wrecked. Alright. Let's enjoy the motherfucking video. I wanted to start off by saying thank y'all for all the support, all the love y'all been sharing, all the likes, all everything. Like, I really appreciate the feedback y'all been giving. And I just want to start out the video like that because without y'all, I don't know if I'd be me, man. I don't know if I'd be doing this, man. Without y'all the shit. Like, on a real note, I really do appreciate y'all. And I just hope y'all continue to support me, and I hope I just continue to entertain y'all. I really want to talk about moving out. And I feel like that's a really relevant topic we have today because a lot of people our age are moving out, are thinking about moving out, or thinking about moving out right when they're 18. And I feel like, I mean, a lot of those goals aren't attainable. Let me clarify. For some people, that shouldn't even be your motherfucking goal. You should try to stay at your mama's house as long as possible, especially if you're broke. So first, let's talk about how moving out can be detrimental to your bank account, to you, and it may force you to go back home. Not to sound like y'all weird ass daddy, but I do have to agree with the older generation when they say wait to move out. Wait until you're established. Wait until you have money saved up. Wait until you can at least survive out there. And this is directed towards the people that are being taken care of by their parents, that have good relationships at home, that don't really need to move out. They're getting everything provided for them. They're not paying bills. They don't have to pay for groceries. I mean, you still have your personal bills, but paying rent, paying utilities, paying for everything, and being an adult in an adult world is pretty hard. In order to build generational wealth, we have to be a part of the process of building generational wealth. And a lot of the benefits that white people have over black people is that we feel that we need to leave the house as soon as possible, when that's not the case for everybody. A lot of college students choose to stay at home, which is a very good choice. I mean, college students are broke as fuck. We're poor. So the longer you can stay at the crib, the better. So you can build your savings. So you can pay off your student loan as soon as you accrue it. Well, the interest. So I will say that this is an investment period. This is the time where we are starting to build that generational wealth, so we can live lavish in our 40s, so we can retire early, so we can buy a house, so we can own our property, so we can start our own businesses. And a part of that reason, the reason we can't, is because we fly the coop at such a young age. But this isn't directed towards the people that need to leave, that are in abusive homes, that are that just need a change of scenery, and they're unhappy at home. I had to make that change myself, so I understand if you had to do it. Now that we done with that bullshit, let's talk about the motherfuckers that's ready to get out that motherfucking house. Let's talk to the motherfuckers that's trying to turn up, nigga. Okay, so boom, I'm gonna list a couple things you should look for when trying to move out. Okay, so boom. For your apartment, location is crucial. Location is crucial because it affects your safety, it affects your parking, where you are and where you're located affects a lot. As far as how much you pay for rent, how much you're paying for utilities, your taxes. It also affects if you need to be home for your mail every day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to move and they move in these unsafe regions, or they move in regions that have landlords that don't want to do their job. So it's very crucial that you make the right choice in choosing where you want to go. You also need to be careful in moving in cities that have universities, like Evansville. Evansville has I go to SIUE, I know this. So a lot of their apartments in my apartment search were extremely high. And a lot of them were student apartments that were renting for about a band a month, which is $1,000 if you don't know what a band is. Stupid ass. Anyway, I feel like you definitely have to choose your location wisely to ensure you save money, to ensure your safety, because if you just try to move out the hood, and you move into another part of the hood, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but you just gotta be prepared for whatever happens there. As well as location, you also have to be prepared for extra expenses that that aren't just rent. You also have your utilities. You also have Wi-Fi, your phone bill, car insurance, car maintenance, for car payments if you're paying off a car. You also have to think about renter's insurance if you choose to partake in that. And if you have a washer and dryer hookup, that's fine. But if you don't, you also have to prepare for going to the laundromat and getting quarters. It's a lot that you have to take into account before you move out. And I feel like if you're prepared for that and you make a good budget, you'll be successful. We can do this by looking at my shit. And I can kind of tell y'all how I budget each month and the expenses I have to pay each month. So, for one, our rent is $725. We split that right down the middle, so we pay $362.50 each month. We also have to pay for electricity, which is not included in our rent, which for a lot of places, it may not be, well, nothing may not be included. You may have to pay for water, sewer, and trash, and electricity. So, you just got to be prepared for that. It's not just rent. You can't just look at the price like, damn, you motherfuckers selling an apartment for $500 a month. But then you got to pay for everything else. It's not just something sweet. You got to look into everything. So I know it's flipped, but just to give y'all a little, example of it, here's my budget. I know it's flipped. If I can flip it, I'm going to flip it. But if I can't, I'm going to dip it. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. So, I got my rent, which is $362.50. I got my Wi-Fi, $49.99. I got my renter insurance, which is about $15. I got my groceries, which is about $150. I got my gas, which is about $80. My car insurance, I'm going to change this to about $250. I'm going to knock out $30 off that because it rose this month because I had to get a new car. I got my car payments for each month is $150, and my subscriptions is $35. And that comes out to a total of about $1,132. And that's just my monthly expenses. That's what I have to pay each month. So if you're not ready to budget for that, if you have to budget before you move into an apartment just to see what price you can work with and what price will kill you. This doesn't even include our electricity. I don't pay the electricity because I have all these other bills. But things like subscriptions can go. That can be changed. Your car insurance, you can get lower coverage. You can lower that. That can be changed. Let's say you knock out $50 off of that. You're still paying, I'm still paying over $1,000 per month. Just to give you an explanation. And you literally have to be prepared for all this. This doesn't count savings. This doesn't count an emergency fund. This doesn't count your luxury items. Let's say you bring it in for $1,400 a month. What the fuck is you doing getting an apartment? If you bring it in only $1,400 a month, and your expenses are $1,200 when you calculate it. Come on now. Let's be for real. Let's be realistic. Do not get no motherfucking apartment when you got $200 left. Your car can break down. You can break your motherfucking leg. What you gonna do? You know? So you gotta shop for an apartment within your means. And if it's ugly and cheap, then you just gotta roll with it, baby. Also, roommates can make or break your situation. Let's say your roommate get motherfucking arrested or something like that. You're fucked. Especially if you're dependent on them to bring in that money each month. I mean, you gotta trust somebody. You gotta be able to give some responsibility to somebody, especially if you ain't got all the bread. But if you choose somebody that's unreliable, you're done. If you choose somebody that's nasty as fuck and you want to leave, you're done. Breaking the lease, they sue you and your credit shot. You done. So every decision in preparation for an apartment it coincides. It's important, and it's a lot that you have to prepare for just in case. Also, let's say you want some furniture. Furniture is not cheap. Couches. I think that's like almost a $2,000 couch in there. I could be wrong. I could be more or less. But, I mean, they got cheap little futons you can do. But everybody want to move into a fully furnished apartment and all that stupid shit. You definitely have to be cautious, and you need to save a lot. That's not the only expense you need to worry about before you move in. You got application fees. You got deposits. It's not just peaches and cream when you trying to move into an apartment. You definitely have to be prepared. I mean, you can sleep on the floor. I mean, that's why a lot of people sleep on the floor while y'all trying to bash them. Because they ain't got the bread. They barely got the bread to pay for the rent each month. Just like this. Motherfuckers making $1,400 with all these motherfucking expenses. That don't even make sense. Why? Stay your ass at home. How about that? And it also just goes to show how unaffordable minimum wage is. That's why they're trying to raise minimum wage. So if you ain't got the funds, if you can't prepare, then you need to stay your broke ass at home. It just goes to show how important saving is. Because, I mean, if you go in with, let's say you got $3,000 in your savings, you a broke ass college student, blah blah blah, and then you got all these expenses, but you're pulling the little money that you make working at this little part-time job, and you pulling a little bit of money out your savings. You can make some work, but you still need to have money just in case. Which, I mean, now I can talk about an emergency fund, which right now I'm currently building mine as aggressive as possible. I'm not gonna tell you how much I'm putting into there, but I'm putting in enough to where I want to have at least $10,000 saved in my emergency fund by the time I graduate. And this emergency fund is to cover car maintenance. It's to cover, let's say you break your leg and you got to pay 3,000 medical bills. Let's say you get pregnant and you have a baby. You got to pay all these hospital bills for you just breathing in there. Let's say you really want this pair of shoes. Boom. I mean, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things you have to take into account before moving out, because why even move out your people's house if you're going to sacrifice this much? If you're going to sacrifice all your luxuries, you can't get the J's that dry, or if you do cop them, now you late on rent. I mean, you have to be responsible, or you're going to hurt your credit, which have long-term ramifications. So, I mean, I could end the video here. I could drop a part 2. I don't know. But I just wanted to get this shit off my chest, because a lot of people are saying, oh, I want to move out, blah, blah, blah. Man, and they getting the same amount of checks I'm working. I'm like, I can't even afford to move out right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like you definitely have to be real with yourself. And you definitely had to get your books up and get your mind up before you do anything. Because a budget is everything. Location is everything, like I said before. And just being smart with every decision you make in preparation. Like, share, subscribe. Please leave comments. Leave your own experience. Leave shit that's gonna help me make the next video, please. Cause I don't want to be a jackass up here just talking shit, you know. I want to give actual good information. I want to give accurate information. Like I said, this all shit that happened to me in the past 5 months. I'm just now becoming an adult. I'm just now earning my stripes. I'm just now getting a little hair on my titties. You know what I'm saying? So please, please, please help me out and love.